Hey guys, thanks for joining us another week for the Geekyest video and podcast. We are your three hosts. I'm Bert.
I'm Alan.
I'm Jeff.
And we are here once again to provide you with the latest breaking news about 4 to 7 days after it happens. Which that's about the closest we can get it out to you, so we do what we can. This week is going to be a little bit shorter than what we normally do. It's just the three of us again. We don't have a special guest. And the big news this week was Disney's D23.
D23, son.
The big boy Disney Expo that they have, what is it, annual every year?
Annual now, yep, in Anaheim, California. And D23, it's called that because that was the year that Walt Disney came to California. 1923.
I've always wondered why it was D23. I didn't know if it changed every year or if it was...
That's just like Comic-Con, E3, it's a D23.
But it's like everything Disney.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So what's kind of cool now is, well, now we have Disney, and they have their movies, but now we also have Star Wars, because it's owned by Disney.
Indiana Jones.
And we have all the Marvel stuff, because it's owned by Disney. So there's a lot of cool news that happened this weekend. A lot of stuff actually still came out today, too, which is kind of neat. So this is what we're focusing on our little short episode on. So, okay.
It was honestly most of what I saw and most of what I was interested in was the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, all the Star Wars stuff.
There was a fair amount. I mean, nothing like mind-blowing, but it was a lot of just really cool stuff that kind of solidifies it as being, it's a real thing.
Well, yeah.
It's gonna come out in theaters.
In Christmas.
Yeah.
So, poster.
Official poster, drawn by the original. I cannot remember his name.
Me neither.
But it's the guy who does Struzan or something like that, or Struzan.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Drew something with STR.
Yeah, same guy who's done all of them.
Yeah, Struzan. Yeah.
And basically did all of or most of Lucasfilm's posters. Did all the Indiana Jones.
Well, it's a very distinctive art style.
Oh yeah.
So it's cool that it's still going the way it has been going the whole time.
There's the Han Solo right there.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet.
So that's exciting. More of a real thing. Which kind of tripped me up, though, because I'm pretty positive that movie comes out Christmas Day. But I'm pretty sure I saw a poster that said December 18th on it.
I saw 18th somewhere, too.
Huh.
But I was pretty positive it came out on Christmas. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe I was wrong.
Which just me not knowing anything about movie economics, I would think it would be better for the movie and for the sales coming out on the 18th. You would get all the people to see it, and then on Christmas, most of those people would probably see it again.
Well, I see where you're coming with that, but Christmas Day movie releases are actually really, really successful, big deal.
Which makes no sense to me.
There's usually
that's the last thing that I want to do on Christmas is go out to a movie.
It's become it's steadily growing every year. There's usually 3 or 4 movies that come out on Christmas Day every year, and I'm pretty sure Star Wars is still one of them. And then now we know, totally unrelated, Tarantino's Hateful Eight's coming out that day.
Oh, yeah, I haven't even seen the trailer for that yet.
It looks pretty cool.
It's Kurt Russell, right?
Kurt Russell with a crazy mustache.
Awesome.
It's insane. So yeah, the poster for Force Awakens happened. We got that sweet little tidbit of not huge news, but it was neat to hear that Simon Pegg was kind of a big deal in the back of the house as far as
he was part of the
J.J. Abrams, kind of one of his little go-to buddies as far as creative ideas and whatnot.
The Star Wars brain trust.
And we also know that he's in the movie. If you guys watched the behind-the-scenes little short video they had at Comic-Con, he's some kind of creature because he's in an outfit and he has his helmet off. Or whatever mask he's wearing. You see him sweating in the desert with some big get-up, and he's got a rag on his head. So that happened. Rogue One, official, probably obviously not the entire cast, but a lot of the major characters, and a first cast set photo was put out. We already knew about Felicity Jones, but what I thought was really cool, I don't know if you guys know him yet, but Donnie Yen, really, really big name in the martial arts movie Comedian's been doing it for years. Have you ever seen Ip Man or heard about Ip Man?
Oh no, I saw a lot of those movies. Oh, okay.
Do you remember Blade 2? Remember that one Asian guy in Blade 2?
Mm-hmm.
That was him.
Yeah. Okay.
No, he's It Man in the It
Like
Man
the
1 and 2.
The first two?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But he has a lot of awesome other Hong Kong movies.
Dude, that
like
guy's badass.
Flashpoint. That dude's crazy.
Yeah.
So I kind of freaked out when
Those
I saw.
movies are intense, dude.
But I was looking at the photos. I'm like, is that Donnie Yen? I was like, oh my god, it is Donnie Yen.
I straight binged through those Ip Man movies.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them yet.
Oh my god, they're so
Are
good.
they really good?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
I wouldn't touch the prequel thing, whatever. I heard it was kind of garbage. But there's Ip Man 1 and 2.
I think I watched that one too, but it was all at once. But definitely the two with the guy you're talking about with Donnie Yen, those were the ones.
So yeah, so he's on there, and I got to do research on some of the other names. But then Mads Mikkelsen is in it as well.
Who is that?
I was trying to figure out.
Hannibal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Or as I always know him,
he's in
the
Casino
bad guy
Royale.
from Casino Royale.
Yep.
Yeah, with the bleeding tear duct.
That's.
So it's him and
But he wasn't
and
in-
his brother, I think. Are
He
both
wasn't
in
in
the
that
movie.
photo with
No.
the cast. Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
Leave. Leave.
There he is.
I'm gonna hook my son up with some reef.
All right, and we are going to take a short little break while Jeff takes care of his little boy. And we will be right back with some more Rogue One news and more of Star Wars goodness. See you in a couple minutes.
In a room full of walls.
All right, and we're back from the break. If you are listening to the podcast, you got to listen to our plug of James Scott Bullard and the Late Night Sweethearts. They're a local band, which Jeff, who just ran out with his son, he's actually a part of them. They're a really awesome band. They've been playing they play all around the PD area that we're located in, and they are a phenomenal band. If you're into the kind of southern country outlaw rock music, they're super awesome at that and local. So check them out. They're really good.
Word.
So, and we're back. We have the
More Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Oh,
I kind of feel like
buddy.
Benny from the Lego Movie. It's like
Spaceship.
spaceship. Nope, Star Wars. The Rogue One kind of cast photo and the Star Wars Episode 7 full poster came out. And the big thing that I took from the Star Wars poster was
Yeah, let's talk
John
about the poster.
Boyega, Finn, holding a lightsaber.
Rocking a light sword, man.
Is he a Jedi or is he not a Jedi? Discuss.
Who knows, man? And that's the best part of this, and that's why one of the main reasons I was so excited about J.J. Abrams being in charge of this is because he's so good.
If anybody can keep a secret about a movie,
God,
it's him.
God, he's so good at making things like surprising and special, and like the way we are now with everything being on the internet, it's so hard to do that.
It is.
Um,
It's really hard.
And he always somehow keeps finding. I mean, cross your fingers. Between now and Christmas, nothing too crazy gets out, but he's always really good at keeping that stuff tight-lipped. So I don't know what Finn's supposed to be. Just from the actual trailer that they put out, I just always I took from him as being more of like a Han Solo-ish character.
He seems like he's either originally part of, well, not the Empire, but the First Order.
The First Order.
and either
goes
defects
rogue?
or he's a spy.
So
I mean, he's obviously in a stormtrooper
right.
outfit.
So maybe he's still with the First Order, the whole movie.
Judging from the well, not necessarily from the trailer, but from the poster, I don't think that they would throw that much of a curveball
I don't want them to.
into
I want
the theatrical poster for it.
I want. I'm still digging like that feeling that he just feels like.
And who was
He
Ray?
just feels like new Han.
Who's Ray? The girl.
I don't know. We talked about that on our Star Wars episode earlier. I'm pretty sure that she's somebody's kid. Like,
Because they're not releasing the last names of any of these characters.
I'm pretty sure.
But she doesn't have a lightsaber in the poster. She's still holding her staff.
I don't know how to use a lightsaber.
Of course, I think if they did put her holding a lightsaber in, that would pretty much give her away as being at least one of them's kid.
Yeah.
I mean, Finn could still be one of them's child. Probably adopted, but he still could be one of the children.
So spoiler alert real quick, guys. I just because he said that, I had a really neat thought. If you guys haven't read the comics, which are actually canon.
Oh, you're talking about the Star Wars comic with Han Solo? Ooh,
Yeah. So spoilers, if you don't want to know
Good
what
call.
I'm about to talk about,
Good
fast
call.
forward about 45 seconds. If not, if you're still with us and you've read the books, we know that Han Solo has been married.
Yes.
And to an African American.
And what I'm thinking is it's Lando's sister.
Yep. So,
It might not be, but that's just what I'm thinking because everything's connected. They knew each other before the original trilogy. There's some kind of connection there. It may not be, but it would be really cool to me if it was.
So what if Finn is, or he could be?
Yeah.
He could be part
I
Solo.
mean, black and white people have children all the time. Sometimes the kids coming out looking almost totally white. Sometimes they come out looking more black. Sometimes they're a nice middle ground. It could be. Oh,
Dude,
that's really exciting.
Like seriously.
Oh man, that's.
Because
I'm really glad you brought that up. That's awesome.
so I'm not gonna spoil stuff anymore. But I just want to say, if you haven't read if you're really into Star Wars and you haven't read any of the comic books that have come out the last 6-7 months.
Yeah, I think they're
every Marvel Star Wars comic now, it is canon into the universe, so they could totally possibly put characters that show up in those books into the movies, and vice versa.
And if you're not reading them, you should, because
they're awesome.
So far they have
so
all been really good.
There's the Star Wars one. There's Darth Vader, Princess Leia,
And the Princess Leia was a mini.
Yeah.
There's some of them that are going to be minis. I think the Star Wars is pretty much ongoing. I think for the most part, Vader's ongoing. The Leia was 5 issue, so it's done. And then Lando took over the Leia spot.
Are they coming out with a...
And Chewie's coming out.
Is there an Obi-Wan one?
I think there's one coming out.
Or was it just in
there's
like
not
the
one
new-
yet.
Okay.
He was in a one-shot between the 2 main arcs in the Star Wars.
Yes, it's been so long since I've been able to get comic books. I'm still like 3 months behind on everything. So anyway, back to D23. So there's that idea, which is the poster. You know, he could totally be related. But we don't know who the girl is, and then the
Han's apparently like a big part of the movie.
well, yeah, you'd have.
And Leia and Luke are, I mean, they're obviously in the movie, but they're not. I've heard that Han's basically a main character.
Yeah, I've kind of just with the little stuff they keep.
Speaking of Star Wars,
They keep putting out. Here you go. Lightsaber bottle opener. That's how we roll. But I still think they're probably a little bit staying true to what got leaked originally, as far as like plot details. I think something may or may not be going on with Luke. And, and Han has to get like a band together.
The original question that got Abrams onto the project was Kathleen Kennedy went up to him and said, "What's the deal with Luke Skywalker 30 years after the last movie?" And he was like, "Ooh, that's good. I'm on." And it was almost, apparently from what I've read, it was almost that quick.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, Han's probably in there a lot. Because they'd have to have at least one of the 3 be like a focal point in some capacity.
Yeah.
And it totally makes sense for it to be him.
Yeah.
So there's that. But with the casting stuff for Rogue One, which is, if you don't know anything about Rogue One, it's their first side Star Wars movie. And it's a prequel in the fact that it's about a band of spyish mercenary people going to steal the plans for the Death Star. Because you get New Hope, and you're watching the movie, and they already have the Death Star plans. So there's that great question: is how do they get the Death Star plans? So that's what that whole movie's about.
It is?
Rogue One?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rogue One's about them stealing the Death Star plans.
Oh. I might have heard that before.
Yeah, that's the plot of the movie.
I mean, I know that's what it is now. I just heard something either slightly different or something beforehand.
Hey, buddy.
Just that.
So we were just talking about. We're just started talking about Rogue One.
Oh, okay. I'm going to tell you the truth. I really have no clue. I haven't read any of the articles. I've been saving them, but I haven't read anything yet about it.
So really, all we know is that it's going to be like a more of a dark, like down to earth, but obviously it's in space fantasy world, but
Seems like a war espionage
it's a
movie.
war espionage movie about the group of people that went to steal the plans for the Death Star.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's what the whole movie is about. It's directed by Gareth Edwards, who did most recently, which is awesome. And they put their first cast photo out, and we were talking about a little bit. Donnie Yen's in there, Mads Mikkelsen, which I totally forgot to mention. Forrest Whitaker's in there in some capacity, and Alan Tudyk is in there in some capacity.
Wash is going to be in
Wash.
Star Wars.
All we know
spin-off.
about his,
awesome.
the only thing they've said about him is that he's not an actual, like, on screen. So he could be like a mocap deal or just like a voice of some kind of character.
Which Alan Tudyk does a lot of voice work.
Yeah, he does.
A
Which is
whole lot
awesome.
of voice work.
And then Felicity Jones is the main character. She most recently was Jane Hawking in The Theory of Everything that came out last year.
Still haven't seen it. Want to, but still haven't.
Yeah, I
seen
mean, it looks really good.
It's supposed to be a phenomenal movie.
But all it was just a picture of them all like sitting like in like a bay, like a launch bay,
No.
and some
And it was really dark.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to make
it's
out a
gonna
lot
be
of
dark.
details.
I think it's gonna be really
It
dark.
reminded me of that Suicide Squad
Yeah,
photo.
it did. Yeah.
Yeah. And did you see the background?
I didn't really pay attention to it much.
It looked like, because I kept looking for like A-Wings or Y-Wings or X-Wings or something in the background. It looks like they're pod racer engines in the background. That's what it looks like. It looks like the big, like, not the sets, but just like single pod racer engines. That's probably not what it is, but that's just what it looked like to me from the photo.
Well, they put that really cool tease in there in the first trailer, where you see what could possibly be like a busted ass pod racer.
Where BB-8's going through the desert.
When you
and
see
the old
BB-8, there's a busted ass pod
racers
racer in the background.
Yeah.
Old and busted, new hotness. So that's really all we know so far about that. But we also confirmed that episode 9
Yep.
will be directed by Colin Trevorrow, who, if you're not sure of that name, if you ever happen to see one of the biggest hits of the year, Jurassic World, he directed
same
that,
dude.
and he's going to be directing
Yep.
episode 9.
9.
Yes.
Is it
That's awesome.
Is it Ryan Johnson that's doing episode 8?
That sounds right. What did he do?
Or is he doing the Han Solo anthology movies?
Oh, Lord.
I can't keep track of who's
It's
doing like the
starting
mainline
to get
movies
confusing, yeah.
and who's doing the anthology movies and like which series they're doing.
'Cause as far I think what their game plan is to go like back and forth. So we'll have the main, and then if everything goes well, we should get. I think their plan is to have a Star Wars movie every year.
Yeah. There will
so
be,
it'll bounce
there will
back
be a
and forth.
mainline episode every 2 years, and then an anthology movie in between those. Basically, kind of like the Olympics, but on a smaller scale.
Star Wars is like the Olympics.
One of them is going to be the Summer Olympics that everybody loves, and then every other year is going to be the Winter Olympics. Like some people are like, don't really give a shit.
Well,
Only the people that are really into skiing.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, like when they first said they're doing side stuff, I was kind of whatever about it, and then they started putting details out about Rogue One, and I was like, you know what? That's a really good idea that nobody's ever told.
What do you guys think about the Star Wars live action on Netflix?
What?
You didn't hear about that?
No.
I know that there's
heard
been a
that-
Star Wars like live action TV show in the works for at least a decade.
I heard it like recently or read it somewhere where there's gonna be like a Star Wars series, like live action series on Netflix, like Netflix original.
What?
I don't remember where I heard it.
Where'd
I
you
don't
hear
remember.
this?
I don't remember. I think I just saw it on my Facebook feed somewhere.
Mm.
Anyway, that would be cool if it happened.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to D23, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, keep going.
But to actually, I guess, kind of close out, because I think we've covered all the Star Wars news for the most part. What I thought for sure was going to happen, especially since the last time I went to Disney World. They finally came out and full-fledged said it, that there's going to be Star Wars Park at both
Star Wars Land.
and Star Wars Land.
Don't they have like 14 acres carved out for it?
It's a crazy amount.
It's either like 14 or 17 acres that are carved out.
And I knew it for. I thought about it because I went. The last time I went was 2 years ago, I think.
Was
it last year?
No, it was
last year when I went.
Yeah.
How time works.
Whatever.
Nobody knows how.
I maybe
time
do
works.
like one big thing a year, so it's hard for me to keep track of all that stuff.
It's in the hands of the gods.
But anyway, yeah, they're they finally confirmed it. Star Wars Land, dude.
It's gonna be massive.
Come on, man. There's gonna be like a cantina, I think.
Oh, and they got some Marvel stuff. They've got an Iron Man ride coming.
Well, here's the kicker about that. It's at Disney Hong Kong.
Oh.
And that's
Well,
it.
fuck.
Yeah.
Hong Kong, my ass.
Hey, there's this cool
Why
Iron
don't they
Man
put that in
ride.
America?
But it's in China.
Well, the thing that
Fuck China.
the thing that gets me about all the theme park
Seriously?
stuff is like if you like, I haven't got a chance to go yet, but Universal Studios Florida has the sweet Harry Potter stuff. And
Hold on.
no, but it's the
Hold
same
on a
thing
second.
here.
Hold on. I want to get back to this Hong Kong thing.
That's what I'm going at. If you go, if you
Why
go
the
to,
fuck? Even if they do put it in Hong Kong, why don't you just give us something, anything? Well, I mean, Hong Kong has a very, very small market.
so I was about to say, is they have, if you go to Disney World, or excuse me, Universal Studios, you get all the Harry Potter stuff, and I'm pretty sure that the one in Hollywood doesn't have that, but the one in Hollywood has like 4 or 5 different things that the one in Florida doesn't have. So they do this crap all the time.
You know?
It's bullshit. I mean, I'm
I
not arguing with you.
I mean, I can see that happening
But it's not like
in
a
America.
new thing. They do it all the time. There's stuff over there that is still not in the Disney Worlds here.
But I can see that happening in America where the California park has things that the Florida park doesn't have, and the Florida park has things that the California park doesn't have. Why does
There's a bunch
the
of stuff
Hong
there.
Kong park have really awesome things devoted to franchises that we just don't have jack shit for?
No, that's it. There's several things there. I can't remember them. I just always remember every time they announce it, I get pissed, and I'm like, well, why can't I enjoy that? But yeah, they're gonna do.
That just boggles my mind every time I think about it.
They're gonna do a cantina that we know about for sure. They're already hiring like a bunch of people to play these characters that are just gonna be in character the whole time, just walking around. You know?
I just want to move to Florida
Make 'em
and,
barter.
and be a Star Wars character.
Oh no, I thought about it today when I read that. I was like,
Like, can I be
wait,
one
they're
of the cantina
hiring
players?
right now?
I know how to play saxophone. Could I be one of those guys?
You gonna be Max Rebo? Put me in the blue elephant suit.
I'd be any.
But no, they're doing that, and they're probably gonna have. I think they're gonna have. Yep, cantina. They're gonna have creatures. You know, people in creature stuff, just walking around all the time. Of course,
Yeah,
there's gonna be
I'm
rides. I
super
mean,
excited
the
for
rides
it.
will be the last thing that they announce eventually, like years down.
And the stuff takes a long time
Yeah, it's years.
to
It's
design, approve, get coded, install, safety test, everything. It's going to be a while before we get them, but it's still super exciting.
But so far, they've announced there's a ride where you can take control of the Millennium Falcon on a customized secret mission. And then there's someone I can't remember, but they also said that the Star Tours ride that's still there, that they revamped 2 or 3
Yep.
years ago, where
Yep.
it's, if you guys get a chance to go to Disney World, ride that ride. They
Oh, that's the one that you said that
It's
like changes
randomized,
every time. Yeah, that's a really
you
awesome
basically
idea.
get in a shuttle. There's a green screen, and there's 30 different planet situations that you can go to. But the computer, you get 3 different ones on the ride, and the computer randomly picks. So I read it like 3 times, and it was different every time.
And there's like a spy that.
Well, yeah,
you find and
you sit
stuff.
in the shuttle, and then like it picks a spy. That's somebody in the audience, or in the ride, excuse me. And then they're the rebel spy, and and R2 has to get you out of there. I was the spy
That's
once.
awesome.
That was really cool.
That's
your
really
picture
cool.
pops up on the screen. You're the rebel spy, and Darth Vader's after you. Disney is the best, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But they did that, and then they talked about
What about the Pixar stuff, like the more animated side?
Right, yeah.
The non-franchise stuff.
Dude, we'll get away from Star Wars because I'll talk about this all day.
We could all talk about that for a very, very long time.
But to keep it with the park, though, just a really quick thing, they finally pulled the veil back on some of the Avatar stuff that they've been talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's going into part
years.
of the parks too, isn't it?
It's just in Animal Kingdom, which totally makes sense.
Yeah.
And there's some kind of flight ride where you're riding one of those dragon beasts that they connect with. I forget what the hell they call that movie.
Avatar?
Well, no, what they call it in the movie. Excuse me. Like where they link up to the dragon.
Yeah, where they
thing.
take their ponytail and hook it into them and stuff.
And then you're flying around. Basically, I think that's what the ride's going to be.
Sounds pretty cool.
But it would be cool to have like a little Avatar land, because that has absolutely nothing to do with.
You can just walk in front of the camera.
No, I'm gonna keep doing that. I like it. It's kind of like I'm a spy. Like you guys don't know where I'm going. You know?
It's funnier that way.
It's a big hat.
It's a small walk. Smaller than a regular walk.
For all you listeners, I keep ducking under the video camera because I feel more sly when I do that.
Nobody sees me.
I'm like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible.
Yeah, dude. There we go. You got the fake face on. Is that really you right now, Jeff? Is there anybody rip the face off of somebody else?
So is that all Star Wars stuff? I think
I
that
think
was all.
we
all
burned
I
through
had.
that. What was also cool about D23 is not just Star Wars.
And when